he's like, hey, we're gonna go pull up. By pull up, I mean walk. Because we're 14. We're on our fucking legs. Okay, I have had some that.
Period.
Like,
get the fuck up out of here. That's like carbonated air. It's like
restaurant.
and
You know
then
bitch, give me some ice water. That's what I want. So when I first met my man, he's like, "Do you wash your elbows?" Because you're like, think about it. You're rubbing your arms and whatever. You're going like this. How often are you doing this?
Right. But I go like this.
Because I had to think about it. And I was like, "Fuck, do I wash my elbows?" Like,
hi y'all. We're doing meals. Yay!
Was this episode 5?
6.
6?
God damn.
Whew, we've been alive this long? Crazy. Alright. Again, episode 6. We're back.
6.
Doing some nails.
Yeah.
How's your day going? What would you want done today?
Whatever.
You cheese. Should we jump into the questions?
Yes.
Cool. You can go first.
All right.
I'll do some prep over here.
So, I asked, what's a crazy lie he told to leave work / call in? And then someone wrote, back when I was frontline and not a senior roles, I'd call in sick to go away on trips. Straight up.
If that ain't the most common thing I've heard, that people love calling in for that. Even especially if they don't work like weekends or something, they'll call in on the Monday or the like Thursday, Friday.
That's what's up.
You didn't want to give us the time off? I'm going anyway.
I'm
going on vacation. Don't owe me.
Like,
what about you? What's something?
Man.
This ain't to her current employer.
Not my current employer. Just chill out. Okay. I remember one time I called in, like I was on my way to work, then I called in and I said that I fell down the stairs. And
Stop!
The whole next day I limped the whole day at work. Like,
I would have forgot. I'd be like, oh, shit.
Like which leg? Like doing the most.
Everything.
And then another time I had my friend call and say that this is terrible. I'm sorry. But I said my aunt was in the hospital and I had to leave.
I'm dead.
Like she was, but like I didn't go see.
I don't have kids.
And like she actually called in a panic. Oh,
seriously?
Like A1, yeah.
Other question. Did you go to school for this? I did. It was a waste of money, to be honest. It was nails. Well, I went to school for hair too. That's all I could say. But nails was 3 months, and like they cram everything into it, which you can, but they also don't teach it. Like there's so much I learned working with other people that I would never learn in school.
That's true. Or like on YouTube or anything.
Yeah.
Like I remember I went to hair school. It just seems like so outdated. Why are we not doing that hair
at all? We had a 2-day course, and it was a white woman that taught it because she had like a weave in her hair. So they made her teach us about like wefts and everything, and I'm like, this ain't right.
It's not even the same.
It's not the same.
People weave ain't the same.
It's not the same texture you're working with. Right. If you don't know how to braid, which they do not teach you, the man looked at me. I'm spending $10,000 to go to school here, and he's like, "Do you want to teach a braiding class? You want me to teach our class?" That's crazy. Like, and like obviously, I feel like it's not like that in the States because they're mostly black, but like
it's ridiculous. I remember the teacher was like, I was combing the hair, and like I already knew how to do that.
Yeah.
Start from the bottom. She was like, no. What do you mean no?
What?
And then everyone's like, yeah, like it would make more sense.
Why would you rip someone's scalp off? You're crazy.
And like she was Dutch braids and all that. Like, I'm not saying that it's cornbread. Thank you.
Mind your business. No, that's like, I've been painting nails since I was 14. Had my little bucket of polish from Walmart, whatever. Not saying I knew what I was doing, but I knew what I was doing. And so to get over there in the first month, we spent painting nails. Like old school nail polish. You're painting them either red or French. You can only paint red nails and French for so long.
That's boring.
And then they get into feet. And the last thing we learn is like nail enhancement. So this is what's popular. Why am I spending 2 weeks on this?
Right.
And then to pay you all this money and you'd be like, do you know what our nail art was? They handed us a bucket of like the gel polished pots. And they're like, okay, Google some pictures and see if you can do them. Excuse me?
What?
Like, yeah, no, that was ridiculous. And then at the end of the course, they're like, we're offering a nail art class for $500. If anyone's interested, this, that, the other thing. When I found out what they taught in that class, I would have been pissed. Because for one, it's common sense. It was like marbling, but like the old school way. So you use like a little dotting thing and put a bunch of colors and then just swirl them. $500 to show me that?
Serious? Are these on?
Yeah.
Turns out the microphones were off. Unfortunately, we didn't realize until near the end of the video. I tried to enhance the sound and isolate the voices as much as possible. Hopefully you can still enjoy.
And the last one is, what social media trend do you hate the most in your like service?
The braided bald head.
Oh my god.
I don't hate it, but it's
It
weird.
takes a certain type of head shape.
I think it's actually high fashion, but leave it there.
Yeah.
Like,
you ain't walking. Imagine seeing someone in Walmart with that. You know how mad I would be?
And like, there's this little girl. Like, don't do it on no kids. They want long hair. What?
Bald my child.
And why is it called that?
Like the flower ones are cute and stuff, but like you said, if you're going to like,
like, I feel like it would be good on like a runway, like stuff like that,
and then take it out.
Yeah, but like not for everyday, hun. Like braided ball head's crazy. Like
that's my next style. Next week, see you back.
Like, oh, it looks so bad.
Oh my god, I'd be crying. I'd be like, just shave it off. I'm not even taking it out.
Yeah.
Stop showing me Photoshop nails. And you can tell, like,
hate it.
They'll be like, oh, it's a quick design.
First of all, not quick.
Input design, because it's like 6 different color ombres that are all over, and then some 3D shit that doesn't even exist. I can't do that. That was made by a computer, okay?
It's AI.
Like, oh, that's my biggest pet peeve. Yeah, it's just something simple. I never in a million years would get that on your fingers. Ever. Like, stop showing.
Or be the same, they're just different color.
No. Definitely got you. I think that's it for questions.
That's enough. Should we do like the crazy story segment?
Yeah.
The first one I found was, I went on a lovely date with someone I met online. Had a great time. After we finished dinner, she discovers over 15 missed calls from her family. Apparently, her mom did a Google search on me. Surprise! She found out we're actually cousins.
Abort mission!
Sick.
Did y'all at least finish dinner? Damn.
Right?
That's, can you imagine? And imagine sitting there thinking, yeah,
This is the one. 15 missed calls is crazy. What if they were doing then?
Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh. That happened to my dad though.
Back to like not being related to anyone in this city. I never had that problem.
Right.
My brother, on the other hand, like, what do you gotta call somebody before you go on a date? Yo, can you check if this
I
one's
literally
related?
didn't do that.
The definition of who's your mama.
Right? One time, because my dad's last name's Smith, but my legal last name is Carver.
Mm-hmm.
That's my mom's last name. So on Insta, it was Néomy Smith. I don't know anymore. But this guy his last name was Carver. He popped up, right?
Mm.
He was like, "What's up?" I said, "Hold on now. I'm a Carver," and he was weak. He's like, "All right, G." I'll check it. I'll check it.
We can eat some potato salad together. That's about it.
Hell no. That's so funny. That sucks.
Like, that's messed up.
This is great. Canceled last minute with the excuse I was sick. When intuition told me he may be too keen. Spent the night hiding in the closet as he tried to break in my apartment to see if I was okay. What the hell?
What?
Like, what are you doing?
Did you just say spent the night in my closet?
First of all, like, I'm calling the police.
I'm coming to swing.
Someone said, call the police.
What the
Like, what
hell?
are you breaking in for?
Like, what do you mean, am I okay? Yeah, I'm moving tomorrow. Going to sign a new lease. Don't call me.
That's so scary.
That reminds me of the story I think I was going to tell last week. This one time when I was like, I think 14, talking to this fella. And me and my friend, you know who you were. She's like, oh, no, I gotta start at the beginning. It's like, I'm going to this party tonight. Oh, blah, I'm going with my friends, whatever. And being 14, mind you, too grown. Because I'm like, oh, really? Like, can I come? He's like, no, like, it's, you don't know the people, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. No problem. Call her up. What you doing tonight? She's like, nothing. I'm like, he's going to a party. She's like, I bet. Where's it at? I'm like, I don't know. I'm about to find out. Do some little research. Ask a couple people. Find out where the party is. So she's like, okay, we're going to go pull up. By pull up, I mean walk. Because we're 14. We're on our fucking legs. And so we find out where it's at. We go sit outside this building. And like, by outside, I mean across the street, hiding in the bushes, being like, who's in here? Trying to see in the windows and shit. And I swear to God, somebody must have saw us at one point, because then they closed the fucking curtains and I'm like, what are we gonna do now? Because like, it's on the second floor of an apartment building. We're not about to run up in this party with these people. But I'm like, oh my God, is he in there with a girl? Like, what's going on? Just peeking, being fucking nosy, and in the bushes crying, laughing. So then we're like, when they close the curtains, we're like, shit, did they see us? So we try to take off running back behind the building we're sitting at. I hop the fence, and I look at her, and I'm like, you sure you can hop the fence? She's like, I got this. She hopped the fence and got stuck and like fell over the thing in the gravel. There was glass on the ground. Her hands were cut up, legs were cut up. When I say we just laid in the fucking pavement crying, because why did you just face plant over the fucking fence? Like, here's us laying there being nosy as shit. Got no business being out right now, because Lord knows it's the middle of the night. And now we're laying full of blood in the fucking floor. Like,
did you ever tell him?
Hell no.
Well, he's like, something crazy happened. Like,
I knew they were in the bushes. Oh, freak. Hell no.
So pretty bad.
You're supposed to tell people when they're crazy. That's me.
That's good. That's good. This is the last one. It's longer than the rest, but it's kind of disturbing. So beware. Viewer discretion is advised.
On your shorts.
All right. It's called Fucked Up Family.
Did I write this?
Let's see. All right. It's really a question. Would you leave your husband now, 30, and the father of your 4-month-old daughter, if you found out he, 9 to 12, at the time was involved in / coerced by his older brother, 14 to 17, at the time, to perform alleged sexual abuse to their younger sister, 8 to 11, as a kid?
What?
For context, his sister just told me this now that I've been married and have a daughter, and she has one on the way. She told her parents back then and multiple times since then, and they did nothing to stop it or even address it. Now, and my husband doesn't recall the whole situation or knowing a lot of the details. Being told, and the older brother acknowledged something happened. The parents now want to move on because things happened and pretty much just never discuss it again and pretend life is normal.
What? So,
My response is absolutely not. Me and the abused sister and her husband are the only ones completely dumbfounded at the responses around us. Not my other sister-in-law or their parents. My husband is remorseful. There's a situation. Help. This isn't normal.
I would say it's not.
It's not normal. And yes,
That's insane.
I couldn't feel the same, so I would have to.
I'd have to, because in my head, like, so if someone was like, hey, you should touch your daughter, you'd be like, okay.
Like, you know that's bad. That's old as fuck. I don't care.
Like, what?
9 to 12?
You know what you're doing.
You know that.
Like, at that age, I was staying home by myself and making supper. So what do you mean you don't know what you're doing?
Right? And 14 to 17, you're sick.
That's
sick. Old. Yeah, I leave his ass. What do you mean you don't remember?
Like, you remember, kid or not. I don't, and that makes it worse. That'd be easier to leave. Like,
yeah,
you got a kid, and it's a girl.
Crazy.
That's wild. I know someone that happened to. Mm-hmm. And, like, same shit. Parents were like, what? Like, what do you mean? Of course. You would never do that. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's my kid or not. I'm killing you, and then you're going, what left you is going to jail? Right. Like, you don't. What the fuck?
That happens a lot. Like,
and, like, if that's your genetics, that's your genetic makeup, because I do believe that people are born fucked. Yeah. Go get help.
Thank you.
Go get help. There's shit. There's lobotomies.
That's what you need to say. That's what I need.
Today, apparently, that's what I have.
Man, I freaking went down a deep dive with lobotomy. I was like,
stop. I've been meaning to get into that.
Like, they were so fraud, said before and after. like, whatever.
Knowing they kidnapped my up there.
They're dead inside.
Like, what? You scrambled their eggs. What do you mean? That's all I picture is someone, like, drilling a hole and then putting egg beaters in there and be like,
how could they even live? I don't understand.
Just kill me. What is the point?
Like, how are you going in someone's head and they're still alive?
Let me take this up and see what it does.
Right?
Like, it's not perfection, Jesus.
Well, I have a question before I forget. Do you believe in, like, the death penalty?
No. Yes and no.
Right.
Like, kill them all.
Right?
I feel like it's an easy way out.
It is. Also, if it were, like, solid that person did it, well, did the crime, maybe not still, but, like, they're innocent people.
Yeah, that hurts.
It's like the justice system is not, so why are we killing people? Yeah. We don't even, like,
he was at the same spot at 5 o'clock. Let's take him. I was just buying tomatoes. Like,
that's terrible.
Yeah, no.
And I just feel like, say, like, someone slaughtered someone's family or something. Like, that person should be killed.
Yes. I've always said that. Like, just put me along the room. Drive them out and let me go to town. You ever watch the movie Law Abiding Citizen? It has Jamie Foxx, Gerald Butler, my God. In the beginning, spoiler alert, but it's old, so if you didn't watch it, not my problem. The guy's making dinner, him and his wife, Gerald. And he hears a knock at the door. So the wife's like, honey, to the daughter, like, go clean up. And then she's like, will you get the door? So he goes and opens the door, and the guy smashes him in the face. And then these two guys break in, but they were only meant to rob them. They end up, like, taking the wife and the daughter, and they rape them and kill them in front of the father, like in front of the husband, and leave him there on the floor. And, like, they beat the shit out of him. So he can't do nothing, and he's tied up. So he just watches the whole time. And then the one guy, you can tell, like, he doesn't want to do it. He's like, this wasn't the plan, like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And the other guy's like, just shut up and come on, and what, and, like, just nasty. Yeah. And anyway, like, the whole movie is him, like, because he's fucked anyway. Like, he was an engineer or something, so he makes up all this shit and, like, tortures the guy and whatever. And I'm like, that's it. He shouldn't have done jail time. Like, if I want to cut you limb by limb after you rape my wife and my daughter, and then left me alive, jail time ain't doing nothing. It's not. I need to do something soon. Because I'm sitting here like, okay, he's in jail, he still gets to eat, but where's my wife? Right. I'm mad. No. I'm going to jail with you. Yeah, no. So, like, for that reason, I feel like there shouldn't be a death penalty, because why do you get the easy way out? Right? You're just getting put to sleep pretty much when you just made all these people suffer. It's actually sick. And I think, like, the fact that you can watch is weird. It's just all weird. Let's watch murder. Like, I know that they did something bad most of the time, but sometimes it's innocent people. Like, pull back on the movie train. Did you watch Green Mile? That's old. Maybe I don't know the names, because I always know when people explain. Well, that one's like, I forget his name, but he's dead, and I cried when he died. The big bald black guy. I think I know what you're talking about. And it's him and Tom Hanks. I don't know any of the people's names, but he gets arrested for the rape and murder of two, like, young white girls. And, like, it's set back, like, way back. And he has, like, special healing powers from God. Like, he pretty much heals shit. Like, if he touches you and you have a disease or something, he can suck it out. Okay. And, like, it's obviously not unrealistic, because it was based off, like, a guy. Obviously, they added shit in there, but, and he gets the Green Mile is the death chair. So, like, it's the last mile you walk before you die. So it's, like, 10 cells in this jail or whatever. And in the end, like, Tom Hanks finds out he didn't do it. It was the guy in the cell across from him. But he found the girls because something in his head was telling him, like, go to this river, and the two girls were laying dead in the river. So he was holding them, like, in the beginning scene, he's holding these two girls coated in blood and whatever. And he's trying to bring them back to life because he has the healing power. But when the white people find him, they think this big black man raped these kids. So then he gets put in jail. But in the end, like, he still gets put in the chair. Oh, no. But it wasn't him. And I'm like, see, fucked up. How many people do you think died, especially back then, when they didn't have, like, DNA or anything? Or they knew that a white person did it, but couldn't blame them? You can't do that. Like, what? It's definitely the big thing. Yeah, or one of the things. Holy smokes. That's so sad. Did you watch? I don't remember what it's called. I really don't remember this one. It's not a movie, though. It's a, like, 5-6 episode show about the... Oh my god, I gotta look it up. The 5 guys in New York that were accused. I forget what it's called. When They See Us? Yes. I think that's called. Ball My Eyes Out. Or Ball My Eyes. Yeah, I cried. I watched it 3 times. Oh my god. That? Because, like, the fuck? That just... And Corey, like, that was sad. Oh, yeah. He was the worst one because he was older, so they tried him as an adult and sent him out, like, and you could tell he was not on there anywhere. Like, that was sad. I said justice system. Watching it 5 times. It makes me so mad. Like, yes. Like, that shit hits her. Because imagine being in that situation. You can't do shit. Right. And then your parents are like, oh, well. Not that they were like, oh, well, but you know what I mean? Like, what are they going to do? Break you out? Why are white people so evil? Like, what's your problem? What is it? This is trying to live. And then imagine being in jail. The part that killed me was the guy that actually did it was in jail talking to this man.
Like, you're free.
You're watching all 5 of us sit here knowing, like, it was you. Like good on him for coming forward, I guess. But, like, you're not
and watching the police freaking, like, make them confess.
And he just wanted to go home, like...
That's so sad.
Because I'm not leaving the room. It's my kid. That would never happen. I hope it would never happen. What is one thing your parents did to you that you'll never do to your children? So the replies to this one are crazy. Someone said, I got a call from one of my parents on my 18th birthday, and after the obligational happy birthday, I was informed that I was now on my own. What? Said I'm not saying my parents are required to provide for me until I die, but that hurt so much because I was already in college, hours away from everyone, and I already felt alone. And then the comment under it, someone said they're going to be on their own in that nursing home. Huh?
Thank you. Hello. Now
That's cold, cuz. But
like, what do you think?
The hell? And then, I have a story with this, but like, anyway. Say.
Watch this one. We're a bit deep in, so they won't
get bored. Said threaten to destroy or hurt their favorite plush or toy. It happened to me once when I was around 5 years old and always stuck with me. And then said, or snatching a book and tearing it in front of my face. Okay. So, I have a story with this because when I was younger, I used to collect coins. Mm-hmm. And like when I would go down to the States and stuff, I'd save my quarters because the same way here has like different loonies and stuff, the States has quarters with every state on them. So as a kid, I used to want to try to get all the states. And so my uncle bought me this Canada Post like piggy bank or whatever, and I loved it. I still have it. And I would put all the coins in there that I didn't want to spend. So, mind you, I had like Canadian ones or things I just thought were cool were in there. My mom went in. She wanted a pack of cigarettes. And she called my grandmother and was like, I need money for smokes. And my grandmother was like, no, like I'm not giving you money for smokes. She went upstairs. She hung up, went upstairs, got my piggy bank, came down, put it on the counter, was like shaking the shit out of it, called my grandmother back, and was like, yeah, you hear that? I got Hilary's like collector piggy bank, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to break this open and use it to go buy my cigarettes if you don't give me the money. Now, me being me.
What does that have to do with you?
I'm like 11, so I'm like bawling because I'm thinking like, I've been saving these coins for years. My uncle bought me like, I have a 50-cent piece and whatever in there. And I'm thinking, she will go blow this on cigarettes. I'm devastated because how am I getting these coins back?
Right?
Freaking. So, of course, my grandmother was like, okay, like, don't spend her stuff, whatever, and gave her the money. Mom hangs up the phone and turns and looks at me and goes, yeah, I wasn't really going to spend your money. I just needed her to think I was. So don't let me in on the joke because I'm traumatized right now.
Also, what? Like, I don't need to give you anything.
The hell? I was like sick.
Yeah, right.
That's one thing that I always was like, nah, bro, I don't care if we're starving. I ain't gonna tell my kids I'm taking my money. Like, because to a kid, like, you save that shit. Oh,
like, that's terrible. I always go like that, but it's not about my mom. You know, at Tim's, I used to work at Tim's and all the tips, right? Mm-hmm. My freaking ex.
Oh, God.
I left my tips, like, because I had a box and it was full of, like, loonies. Oh, my gosh. It was $50 or something like that. I was like, I went to the bag to get it. Empty. I said,
sick.
Where's my tips? Cuz said, oh, I used it for gas. First of all, didn't have a car. That was his brother's car. Wow. Secondly, I don't have a car, so what are you touching my money for?
What the hell? And gas was
and
off.
He didn't have a job. Like, because he was in school, but...
So how you came back?
I went off. I said, $50 in gas.
I could see if you messaged me. It was like, hey, can I take 10 of this?
Yeah.
I'd still be like,
the
no.
whole thing. I don't think he put in gas, but, like, he still took it.
That's crazy.
My heart burned tips.
And Tim Hortons tips be hitting different when you get that money in your pocket at the end of the day. Like,
I used to live on my touch.
Yo,
I can't believe
what? I mean, there's a few more because this one took me out. Smoke while they're in a room or car. Probably not surprising, but I'm a non-smoker. As a kid with asthma, I know all about it. Right? The best feeling was like moving into my own space. Because me or my man don't smoke. And like, nothing wrong if you do. But growing up, you either do one of two things. You're going to be a smoker or you're not. And for me, like, that smell sticks on everything. I hated it. So, yeah, no. Just,
we used to, okay.
do you want more of like a pink or a nude base?
Ooh, pink. Freaking, we used to go to church every Sunday, nothing new, and mommy and daddy both, windows up, freaking pops in the car while we're on our way to church with smoke. And you're like, can you please stop? And each time you'd be like, oh, whatever.
Yes!
Why do you get so mad if someone's telling you to stop? It's
like
even to this day, my older sister, she can't breathe. Yeah, they used to smoke on the way to church, and we were like, can you please stop? We're gonna smell like smoke when we go into the freaking church. Same with school, too.
And like, it was common back then, though. Because I remember there used to be a restaurant over here on Main Street. And I'm too violent. So after my lessons, we go in there. And like, there's a smoking section and a non-smoking section.
Nice.
And like, then obviously we're like, okay, let's sit in the non-smoking. Because then we're not inhaling it. It's right there. There's no wall or anything. Like, you're still in the smoking section. But anyway, smoking inside a restaurant to me is insane.
Crazy.
Like,
I remember there was smoking sections in, what was it? What's that mall down there? Scotia Square.
Yup.
Like, what the heck? What do you mean inside? And like back in the day, they used to smoke in the hospital.
Yep. Can you imagine I'm on a ventilator fighting for my life and all I can smell is nicotine?
Like what the?
That's something that shocked me about Vegas. You could smoke anywhere.
What?
You're walking like the casinos. So our hotel, you had to walk as soon as you got out of the elevator. You're in the casino.
Yeah.
So like people are bringing 2 and 3-year-olds to Vegas, which again I don't understand. But you have to walk through the casino. You know how here like you get carded as soon as you get to the thing. You can't go downstairs. It's not like that there. You just you're walking wide open, and the people. What the fuck? ADHD. The people are just like sitting at the table smoking because they don't want you to leave. They want you to spend your money, so you're sitting there just smoking away. You can't breathe. When I left there, I sounded like a 9-year-old smoker.
Okay, no.
I'm like, we were outside a lot, but you can walk and use anywhere smoking. It's crazy. I had this happen. I feel like I told this story with a client and her daughter. And like, it is embarrassing. Telling funny stories about your child and the child feels embarrassed about it.
Not funny, but
Stop telling my business. Like, yeah, I'm a kid, but I still do the fuck.
Oh my gosh.
My neighbor did that one time when we were, like, the place I grew up in. She came over and brought her daughter, and I think her daughter might have been 15 or 16. And she's like, yeah, this fucking whore, all she wants to do is go around and sleep with men and blah, 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 blah. Okay, we did. And I'm just sitting there because, like, we're kind of the same age. And I'm like, we really didn't need to know her business. And she's sitting there like, you could tell she wanted to cry. No. But, like, you wonder why she's trying to sleep with men. Look at how her mother's treating her. The hell?
Oh my gosh.
Like, okay, I definitely tear my kids up in person. Like, when it's just me and them. I would never do it in front of someone else. But, like, there's certain things that, like, if you stink, would you rather me tell you or your friends at school? Because...
Or they're making fun of you.
Exactly. Because kids are mean.
Right?
So, like, I'm gonna tell you. What is something people really hype up, but it's not that great?
Oh, all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. That's the first one is sex in the shower. And I'm like...
Yeah, no. It's like, first of all, I'm fighting for my life.
I'm falling. I'm drowning. It, like...
Can you just wait? Like, hoodie.
Look, just grab up a little. Pumpkin spice anything.
Yeah, it ain't tough.
I don't think I've tried anything else pumpkin spice, to be honest. I'm not a pumpkin person. I just had pumpkin pie last year for the first time.
I'm not eating.
I don't like it. It's too mushy.
First of all, yeah. Why am I eating mush?
No. I'm not 90 with no teeth. I'm good.
Like, ew.
I remember reading one that was like, sparkling water. So this made me laugh. Because the snout is actually good. But I have had some that
Perrier,
like
get the fuck up out of here. That's like carbonated air. It's like, and
you know,
then
when you go to a restaurant, they're like, you want sparkling
I
sandwich,
love-
bitch, give me some ice water. That's what I want.
And like, it's just not good. Like, if I'm doing that, I'm gonna just drink hot.
Exactly. Give me a good
Except that bubbly was good.
That was good.
And then I had one the next day at work.
Gross. Oh, weak.
That's only about it.
But there are a lot of things that
There's a
people
lot
like.
of honey.
One of the
Oh
most,
no.
yo, who wants to do that? So just spend every dollar I get. Because one thing about me, I don't know how to go and be sick.
I was just gonna say, when I get drunk, I'm rich.
I'm balling. Every last dime is anyone's. Bottles. It's 2 people. It's 3 bottles of tequila. No. I'm not growing up. Just like
I don't want to be this age.
you know how when you're a kid, you're like, I want to grow up. I want to get
Right.
right, so I can drive and I can do this. I don't want it anymore.
I don't even want to drive anymore.
No. Take it all back.
Friggin' on Val's birthday, we were day drinking. Oops. My sister. We were day drinking. And I gave I had so much change in my wallet. All to one of them.
Shut up.
All of it. And then I gave some to some. I was like, hold on, I gotta save some for the other guy. He was like, yeah.
I did that the night we went out.
Oh, yeah!
It was 20! I tried to find a 10, and I was like, oh, I only got 20s. Oh, well. Who let me out the house with cash?
Right?
Because I'm like, oh, it's in the
And
wallet.
each time, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, don't do this. Don't do this. I can't stop.
Serial spenders.
Turns into a good hurt.
I'm the most generous person.
Right.
Shots for the table, 5 shots each person on me.
Right? I can't just do one shot.
No. Them shots I wasn't feeling them that night. I'll tell
Okay,
you,
they had
do
to
that again.
that's water or something.
She pissed me off. Yeah, we need you to pay your tab. Excuse me?
Like, girl.
Flip the whole table. For 5 bucks. 3 more.
So that was so fun. We gotta do it again.
That's so funny. Now imagine doing that in the daytime. Oh my, we'd be sleeping on a park somewhere. They'd be giving us change.
Right? Like we have a shot glass and they're putting this in it. Weird.
My oldest daughter, she's like, will do cooking sometimes in school. And she said, Mom, I went to rinse the chicken, and the teacher was like, you really don't need to do that. Like, blah, 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 blah. She said, nobody else washed their chicken. Their chicken was raw. She was going on so bad. She's like, I wasn't eating that food. It looked like poison. And she's like, all I gave us to season it was salt, pepper, and curry powder. I said, no, curry powder. Because she knows how I cook. Like, a pitcher. I have one whole cupboard, like 3 rows of seasoning.
Yeah.
You're getting sauce. Like that's just what it is. She's like, can you give me a recipe to bring in? Because I'm sick of cooking their food.
It's gross. Like, what do you mean just salt and pepper? But like curry? That's weird.
Like, what? They made a pasta salad, curry. They made a chicken thing, curry. I'm like, what's going on?
I looked up why don't people wash their chicken, right? Like, I just need to know. And the only thing it says is say that, like, it will spread bacteria, right? Not if you wash your stuff.
But,
right?
like, I'm not.
But that's the only thing it says. It doesn't say it's bad for the chicken.
Have you ever watched the videos on it? On when they ask people, like, are you supposed to wash your chicken? Do you wash your chicken? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, because it spreads, like, the raw chicken in the kitchen. Like, if you wash it and... Okay, first of all...
Well, duh, that's even if you don't wash it.
What am I doing? Putting it... It makes me so mad because look
like,
at the
what
chicken
are
in the
you
package.
doing?
And you ever see, like, random shit on the chicken?
Yeah.
You're like, what is that?
Like, why would I want that?
At the bare minimum, you had to rinse it with water.
Thank
like,
you.
either vinegar, lime. There's this orange... I forget what it's called right now. It's like a Latin thing, and they put it in a bowl and soak it in this orange shit. Anyway, what am I washing the chicken and putting bread?
I don't get that.
I'm not
Like,
slapping the chicken juice.
obviously wash the sink after, Dr.
Like, disinfectant.
Yeah, like, what the freak, man? Do you use a washcloth or just your hands?
So you don't wash your hands?
Right?
Oh, God, I could never.
Like,
do you know how unclean you would feel washing with your hands?
That's what I don't understand. Like, you'd be like, what's a washcloth? Well, I don't even say that. I say face cloth.
Like, yeah, I call it a face cloth too, but no. I got multiple scrubbies in the shower.
I use 3 things, or actually,
I got an exfoliating thing in there.
I use a face cloth for my privates. I have that thing. It's kind of like a bristle brush thing.
I know in there.
And then I also have a real scrubber.
Like, it blows my mind that, first of all, you wash your body with your hands.
What's that do?
What is clean?
Like, come on.
You must
You're just, like, putting on cream.
just don't shower. Just don't shower at that point.
Or, like, people don't wash their legs.
So, when I first met my man, he's like, do you wash your elbows? I'm like, what? Yeah. We're in the shower together. He's like, do you wash your elbows? Because when you think, and if you go home and think about it, when you get in the shower, a lot of people don't wash their elbows. Because I was like, do I wash my elbows? Because you're like, think about it. You're rubbing your arms and whatever. You're going like this. How often are you doing this?
Right. But I go like this.
Because I had to think about it. And I was like, fuck. Do I wash my elbows?
Bro,
like,
there was a time I wasn't hitting back here. And now now it's in my head.
I'm like, full body. That has never left my head. It's been 9 years. I'm like, bitch, wash your elbows.
Like my elbows.
Yeah, people don't wash their feet. I watched a video of this girl, and like, it was a younger white girl. And she's like, she doesn't wash her body at all. She'll wash her hair and let the soap run down her body. She's like, as it runs down my body into the drain, it's just cleaning me. No.
So what about your kitty cat?
Ain't washing stinking. Or the men that are like, no, I don't spread my cheeks in the shower. So you're shitty bum.
What if you have diarrhea free?
Ass is burning.
Like,
people are nasty.
That means there's crud.
Like, ugh, that's gross. And y'all bitches out here eating ass. Nasty.
Remember, oh my gosh, guys, I went to the wrong hose. Like, I was going to her house and freaking, I went on the wrong floor in the same apartment. There was a dog there. I was like, what are you gonna do? And, I actually went in and the person was like singing and I was like, oh, oops. Just back out slowly. The dog said, oh. I had this old roommate. Oh, I almost said his name. It was a guy, first of all. And it was a host. It was his host. I was in the basement. Mm-hmm. So we had our 2 separate bathrooms, but we had to share the tub and the shower. Mm-hmm. This man was always in the shower and in the tub. Like what? So it just seemed, anyways, whatever. He had a rule that I couldn't have sleepovers. Like, wait, no one.
Was he older?
No. But this man had sleepovers. Like, what? And to him, I think he was like, I don't want random dogs in my house. Yeah. Which is fine. I'm not like that. But,
I want someone over.
Right. But at the time, I did have a little team. And so he would come over, and then one time he accidentally fell asleep. Oh, Cuz was pissed.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but it's not the first time he came over, so it's like it's
not some random.
Yeah,
and it's not like he's opening your stuff,
right? And so, I went to work. He texted me. He's like, "When you get home, we need to talk, dog." I was like, "Oh, I'm getting put out."
I'm weak.
So I went home. He was like, "I said no sleepovers." He looked so pissed. I was like, yeah, my bad. And first of all, it was early in the morning, so it wasn't really a sleepover. It was we fell asleep, oh shoot. And then he left, It wasn't
what are you clocking when people are leaving? That's weird.
And then he was like, yeah, I said no sleepovers. I was like, okay, like, sorry, it was an accident. And then I had to clarify. I was like, so when you say no sleeper, do you mean like no men, or my sisters can't sleep over either?
Yeah, like be specific.
Right. And he was like, no, your sisters can come.
So
he just meant no men. And so I was like, are you my dad or what?
Yeah, like.
But he had different girls there all the time. So what the fuck are we talking about?
That's crazy.
And then,
double standard is
like, he
crazy.
knew I worked at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.
Yeah.
One of the shift. On Saturdays. And he had this girl, they were up so late. And she was loud too. And I was like, oh my gosh. But I'd
be like, no, sleep.
Like, please. And his room was downstairs too, but he always was upstairs, like, in the living room, like, sleeping and stuff too. So when I would cook, it's awkward.
What the fuck?
I stayed there for, I think, it was 3 months. I'm out of there.
Yeah, no.
I've never had a roommate. So freaking no sleepovers. What this? I can go back home then.
Right?
And I can have some over there. What?
With clients too. Like, I wait to feel them out.
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna be weird? Are you gonna talk? And like, there's nothing, like I said before, nothing wrong with not talking. When you're getting your nails done, yeah. There's some people just the vibe is off. You can't be quiet and weird.
No. There's rules, like no phone rules and stuff. Like, that's going way too far, but I can see why.
Yeah.
Or at least put the phone up. I'm not looking in your bitch.
At all. Unless something
unless you're watching TikToks, then I've got to join.
We're watching together.
I saw a thing, and the girl was like, this rest thing is for your arms, not your hands.
Yep.
Like, because people be putting their hands.
Yeah, they'll be like back like that, and I'm like I'm come sit on your lap and eat your nails at this point. That's what I should start doing. Like, oh, let me come join you over here.
Like, is that what you want?
My God.
I was doing this one guy's hair, and he asked if I wanted to hang after I did his hair. And that was days before. I was like, sure. But then the day of, I was like, oh, I can't. Like, I'm just tired.
Yeah,
right?
I don't want to.
I guess he didn't read that. So I finished his hair, and he was still sitting in the chair. I was like, all right.
No.
I said, and he had his backpack. So
and I'm a head out.
I don't know what he was thinking, but I went into the living room, and that, like, he and Val were there, like, over.
Yeah.
Wait, that's when Val's whatever, shut up. Anyways, then he goes and sits on the couch with us. And I'm telling you, it was like 7 p.m., right?
Bruh.
And so
Go home.
I was high. I think I had an edible.
Like, at that point, I need something because I'd be like, is this happening? How do I get this man off my couch?
Like, please. I didn't know what to do. And so I was like, yeah, I'm just chilling here. I kept saying that. And then he was so weird.
He's like, yeah, me too.
Like, I think he had drinks, like, not alcohol. Or maybe they did, I don't know. They cracked it open. He was like, so you just sipping on that? And then he looked at Val, and they both were laughing. And she was like, yeah.
I can hear her saying it too.
And like, I was falling asleep. Okay, Val leaves and goes up and comes back, and this man's still there.
What?
And
how long did he stay?
He stayed until like almost 1 a.m.
You're joking.
And
just
like,
chilling with you guys.
Yeah, and I kept making hints like, I'm tired. I fell asleep and woke up, and he was still there. Like, what?
Oh my God.
And then, like, Mommy had company, so I went upstairs. I was like, Mommy, please. Like, I don't know what to do. And she was busting. She was weak. She was like, no, go down with your man. And then her friend came down and was like, is that your boyfriend? I was like, shut up.
I'm weak.
And then,
like, no, actually, he was just leaving.
Right. And then I went upstairs. I just built up the courage. I just had to.
And that's the worst, though.
Right?
You don't want to be like, yo, get the fuck out.
It was so awkward. We weren't even, like, talking to each other.
That's fucked. Like, if I'm over here napping,
right,
get out.
Home. I think he thought he was sleeping over because he had a pack.
That's crazy.
And so I went down. I was like, I ain't lying. Because at this point, I'm ready. I said,
And that's when it goes to
right.
from silence to like, get the fuck
okay.
out.
I said, I ain't lying, I'm going to bed. I don't know what you're doing. Stay here, go. I'm going to bed. And he was still sitting there, and I said, all right. And so I went upstairs. I was like, Mommy, I said I'm going to bed. I don't know what to tell you. And she was dying laughing, like, and she came down. She was like, all right. Like, we literally had to, like, put him out. And then he, like, I don't know when that was, but then it's been a while from there till Valentine's Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get flowers to the door.
Stop.
Just a note. And then I was like, who could this be from? There's a note saying from him.
What?
Like,
It's
I was like, how'd you get my address? And I was like, oh yeah, you were here. But like, don't do that.
What the hell? Have you seen him since?
No.
If this is you, like and subscribe.
Maybe I'll give you another chance. No, but
you can come sit on our couch for 5 hours by yourself.
Like, oh my gosh, it was so awkward. When you leave,
like,
what? I never said I wanted to hang on the set.
That's insane to me. I could never. I
Like,
really want to sit places that I wanted. Like,
yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, people are so annoying.
Hell. He was trying to get one of them relationships where he got a place to live.
Like, they
Banks
had this
included.
crazy truck. And then he found my friend who sells do-rag.
Oh, God.
Found her and was asking her about me.
No, see, stop your vibes.
He's weird.
What do you need with me?
Like, get on.
When I first finished hair school, I wasn't sure, like, if I wanted to do women's or men's hair. So I was thinking, like, oh, maybe I'll get into barbering instead, right? And here, like, you don't need to go to school for that. You can just, like, apprentice under someone. Yeah. So, knew this guy that was a barber, whatever, and, like, was really good. So I was like, I feel like if anyone I could learn from, it'd be him. Mm-hmm. Mind you, when I graduated hair school, I was 20. This a grown man. Oh. So, just putting that out there before I tell the story, because it makes it even worse. I pull up, he's like, yeah, I work these days, these hours, whatever. So I get there, and I'm like, okay, cool. I literally, I think I got there at like 4. Watch him do a half a haircut, because he was starting it. So I'm thinking, okay, this man's going to be working all day. Like, I'm going to get to watch him and learn things and whatever. I watch him do this half a haircut. He looks at me and goes, okay, you want to get out of here now? What? Sir? No. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, so you don't have any more haircuts? So you just wasted my time? And then I'm sitting there thinking, because, like, this is part of what he was doing, was, like, mentoring people. Yeah. So I'm like, you ain't mentoring no one. You're just all the females that are trying to come here. And, like, you're going to the schools and shit. So, like, you're just trying to fuck. Like,
he was trying to get with you?
Yeah. What? He's like, we should go to dinner and blah, 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 blah. Well, I never went back. Because, like, I want to. He's like, goofy ass dude. I was like, no. I just want to learn how to do some hair. Damn. And after that, I was like, fuck this. Like, and I ended up working in the head shop. I hated it. But, like, just ruined it. Can't be professional for nothing.
Yeah, I tried getting apprentice under someone. Playing games. Like, just messing with me.
Yep. When I first got together with my man, 9 years ago, and we moved in together, I had, like, obviously people, because I met out west. Yeah. So, obviously I had people from down here that I grew up with all over my Snap and stuff. They got filtered out because people don't know how to act, for one, and I never realized that until I got into a relationship, because we don't want the dick pics. Right. We don't want them on a good day.
Caught up for no reason.
Even when I'm not in a relationship, I don't want that.
These ain't cute.
It ain't. Anyway, so I'd be opening Snap to these fucking pictures, whatever, and then, like, you're blocked. You're instantly blocked. But this one fella in particular, it'd be like 3 a.m, so I knew he was drinking, He'd be like, I always loved you. Like, you're the one I want to spend my life with. Your kid should have been mine. Like, just crazy shit. And like, most of the time I wouldn't reply.
Yeah.
If I reply, it'd just be like, LOL.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where, okay, I'm not answering you because I know you're drunk.
Right?
Well, I would hope you were. Anyway. And I'm like, you got a woman. You got kids. You live together. And I know her. Like, me and her were friends. So anyway, I call it an obsession. And like, from his end, I don't know what it is. We talked in junior high school, okay?
Wow.
Grade 7, 8, and like a little bit of 9, where we were children. We were like 13. So anyway, right before we moved back here, I get a message and it's like, send me a picture or whatever.
No.
So me and my man were getting ready to go out. We were dressed up, so I sat on his lap, took a picture,
Straight
he
up.
sent it, and then he didn't reply after that. So I was like, cool, solve my problem. No. Probably 2 days before we leave, West, I get a message and it's like the same shit. I love you, blah, 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 like, how you doing, this, that, whatever. I screenshot it and send it to his woman.
Oh.
And like, not even being messy, but like, for one, if my man was doing that, I would want to know.
Yeah.
And for two, I don't want you thinking I'm sitting here playing in his inbox when I'm not, because you can clearly see I'm not replying to this bullshit. So anyway, I send it to her and I'm like, not even being messy, but like, I'm in a relationship and this is fucking it up. Like, he is waking up the same way I'm waking up to me opening my phone to this man in my fucking Instagram. So anyway, she's replies and she's like, yeah, I know.
What do you mean you know?
So get him? Like, what? I was so thrown off. So then we moved back home and I ain't gonna say where, but we run into them. And obviously my man don't know who they are to see them in person, but I'm just like, oh fuck. And she starts like kind of giggling. She's like, well, this is awkward. And he comes in silence and I'm just like, oh, fuck, of course, like day 2 of being home, I see you guys. I don't give a fuck because nothing to do with me.
Right.
And then anyway, later we're leaving and I'm looking at Denny like, that's them, that's him. Like, and he's like, that's him. I'm like, oh my God. So then it was just so awkward because again, I'm not going to say where they were living in real close proximity to where we were. So like, I'm seeing you all the time now and it's just like, oh my God. No. But like grade 7, it's been how many years? The obsession.
Like, come on, bro.
And we never did nothing together. So I'm like, what is the problem? Like, I don't get it.
Like, why are you with somebody? Oh my God. See, this is why I can't stay.
Say that earlier. Back on episode 6, still can't stand them.
Maybe by 10 I'll stay then.
For one, I am not that girl. So if you're watching, don't jump in the DMs because especially if you got a woman, I'm not the one. You'll be put right on blast. Like, I just don't have the respect for it. No. You got a whole family at home and you just think I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay.
Like, we need to learn.
Thank God. Back to episode, what was it? 2? No, we don't exchange services. Mind your business. Cute.
I love them. Thank you.
Well, I guess that's it for this episode.
Wrapping it on up.
Yup. Put in the comments what you want to see us do next week. We got a couple little brainstorms, but you never know. We don't know.
Who knows? We
don't know what it is.
I'm gonna show up first.
Her finger do like that.
Do you love that? I love that.